So welcome ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be having a look at free kicks and how to take them on PES 2019. So on your screen you'll be able to see exactly what I'm pressing in real time to make things extra easy for you. We're going to talk about the fundamentals to start with, then we're going to move into more advanced techniques as well as the famous Knuckle Shot, which is a peach when you get it right. So we are using Juventus, we have Pjanic, we have Ronaldo, Costa, really the best free kick takers. I'm mainly going to be using Pjanic and Douglas Costa because they're right and left footed, and Ronaldo for the knuckleball shots. So the first main point, of course, is finding a good free kick taker. Pjanic is perfect for this scenario. The first button you'll obviously know and probably will know is R3. So you can use this and click it to switch between having a more outfield view. You can sort of see your surroundings, see what's happening. Pressing it again will zoom you in. This is really what you'll use to line up the strike. So from here you have the option of pressing up, which is a faster strike but more elevation, or pressing down, which is slower and more useful when you're closer to the goal but less elevation. And then you have left to curve it left and right to curve it right once you've hit the shoot button. So to test this out, we're just going to aim for this corner and we're going to press up as well. You can do it after you press shoot or before, it doesn't really matter, but you're going to line it up, then press up, and you can see the ball just kind of fizzes up, and it really isn't the best free kick to take. And then if we do the same thing, but this time, even if we hold this further and press down, you can see it just doesn't go anywhere near as high. Now, if you're lining up a strike such as this, you can see Ronaldo kind of in the way. If you press the left bumper button, players will start moving. Sometimes they'll move far away, sometimes they won't. If you press it again, they kind of come back in. You can kind of sort of aim over here a little bit, and Ronaldo will move further over. So you kind of just have to play around with it. Sometimes they get in the way, sometimes they don't, but that's how you move them. So you line up your strike, press however much power you'd like to put on, and then press the left one to get that bend and curve. We are playing with a superstar goalie, so they're probably going to save most of these strikes, but it's just to sort of give you guys an example. We can do the same thing by pressing right after we hit the ball, but very tough to do with a right-footed player, because as you can see, there just isn't a lot of bend. So those are the basics. Pretty simple and pretty standard. Next, we're going to be looking at a fixed strike, which is really good for playing online. What you'll do for this is line it up where you would like to strike the ball. Once you have it locked in position, let go of everything and then press the right bumper trigger, as you can see. That now means that when I hit the ball, wherever I aim on the field, the ball is always going to go in that direction. I can aim all the way over here and I can hit shoot without pressing anything, and he's still going to hit it in that corner. You can really come up with some creative ways to score, especially online, as I say, because if you're going to line up a strike such as this, press the right button, move back to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to fancy this corner, but I'm not really. They don't know that, and then he goes and hits it the other side. So that's a way to test it out and see what you can do. You can also combine that when you're playing with two players, which we'll take a look at right now. So to add another player into the mix, you'll want to hold the left bumper and up on the D-pad to get the player to stand parallel to the ball, or the left bumper and down for him to stand a little bit further away. To cancel it, you'll simply just redo what you put in. So we press down and we're back to one single player. So we're going to add Douglas Costa here. And we're going to get Ronaldo to move because he's getting on my nerves. So for the free kick taker, such as Pjanic, to take this, you don't need to do anything. You just line up a normal strike. Douglas Costa is just going to be there watching. You hit shoot, and then you do whatever you need to do. Now, to get the second kick taker to take the free kick, and not Pjanic, instead of just pressing shoot, we're going to hold the left bumper trigger. That is always going to be the one for your second free kick taker. Once you do that, then you can hit shoot, and as you can see, the second person takes it. Put a little bit too much bend on it, but it doesn't matter if you do that near or far. You press up or down on the directional pad. As long as you press the left button and strike it, they're going to take that. Now, you can actually combine this as well with the previous thing we learnt about the fixed positional play. So if you would like to aim for this corner over here, we'll hit the right bumper. We'll now come back and we're going to say, I don't know, Douglas Costa's going to take this because he's left-footed. I'll hold down the left trigger this time with square, and you'll see that the ball goes in that corner. Now, if we want to do the same thing, but this time with Pjanic, we'll aim for this corner. We'll press the right button. We'll now move further over. This time we won't press anything else other than strike, but we could also add up and down if we wanted to do a slower or faster shot. I'm going to say up, and you can see Pjanic aims for the far corner. So now we're going to learn about making a dummy run. This is another great way to get the wall to make a jump before you hit it, so that way they're not going to jump if you do it quick enough. And it also gets another player to make a run. Maybe a little bit of confusion going on. We can use the same exact buttons as before, but this time we're using shoot and then pass right after it. First thing you have to remember, though, is wherever you lock the positional, so if we want to aim over here, once you hit shoot, it's locked. You cannot move it again. So we're going to go ahead and hit the left bumper trigger, and then shoot and pass straight after each other. Simply watch the control on the screen and you guys will see. So we're going to hit shoot and pass. He's going to make the run. You can see the wall's done a little bit of a jump, but we can't now move it. It's locked into position. The analog stick just doesn't work. But we can now take the strike with Pjanic and hope it goes in. But it didn't. So let's combine that together now. So we're going to do the left button and press down. Once we're there, we can use the right stick to line it up if you want, or we can simply go back. Ronaldo's in the way. What we're going to do, we're going to press the left button to move him. Now we're going to line up the strike where we would like it, say around here. We're going to press the left button at the back, shoot, pass, runs over it. Pjanic comes in and does the business. So say this time we'd like Douglas Costa to take it, because it's primarily a left-footed player, but we still want a bit of a dummy run. Instead of pressing the left bumper, we're simply going to be using the left trigger. So we'll line up the strike where we would like it. We hit the left trigger, shoot, pass, makes the run, and Douglas Costa comes in and bends it and hits the post. So the next option we have is the knock-on. So you can do it either with the first player or the second player. The choice is yours. Primarily, I'd say if you're using the second free kick taker to get him to stand parallel to the ball, that way it's easier. Now this time, you're not just going to be holding down the left bumper or the left trigger. You're going to hold them both down if you want to use the second free kick taker. So we'll hold down this one, and then simply press pass, and he's going to lay it off for Pjanic to come in and hit the strike. You can see there's a little bit of trial and error. The pass wasn't great. Really depends on what kind of position you're in. Let's do it again. So we'll press the left bumper. We'll press up to bring in Douglas Costa. We'll line up the strike possibly. We'll hit the left trigger, the left bumper together. We'll hit pass, and then we'll have Pjanic come in and hit the strike. But you know, it's not the best. You don't often see people do it because you can see they close you down too quickly. Now, if you like Douglas Costa to hit it instead of Pjanic, what you're going to be doing is the left button and pass instead. So we'll simply hit the left button, we'll hit pass, he's going to lay it off, and this time Douglas Costa can come in and hit it. So if we actually try this on the edge of the box, this probably will be a good situation to lay this off to Douglas Costa because he's closer to the ball. He doesn't need such of a run-up. That means the wall won't close him down as quick. So we can hit the left trigger there, can pass it off, and then Douglas Costa can hit it with the left foot. So that's pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, the fundamentals, the basics of how free kicks work, and hopefully it helped you. But now let's dive into the fun stuff, the knuckle shot, which is not easy to pull off, but when you do, it looks beautiful. So tip number one, you need to find someone who has that knuckle shot trait. Ronaldo is one of them. You can find them in the settings. It's not too difficult. If you want to have a look, simply as we are in training here, we can go to the game plan to Cristiano Ronaldo and simply go over to his stats. His player skills, you can see the fourth one down, knuckle shot. He has to have that trait to be able to produce what we're about to see. So there are a couple of stages you have to remember. First of all, you've got to put the power bar in about the 75% range. If it's too high, it won't work. If it's too low, it will not work. The second thing is you have to hit square numerous times to be able to get the elevation and the dip and the swerve. You've got to wait till Ronaldo's second foot, his left foot, is planted next to the ball just before he hits it. This is trial and error. Go into training mode and practice this to master it. So we're going to line up the strike as we know. I'm going to power this up to about here. And once he gets to the ball, hit square and hold it. And you can see the dip on that is absolutely mental. Watch exactly what I'm doing on the controller itself on the video. We're going to just do this one on the side here. I'm not pressing up. I'm not pressing down. I'm simply pressing shoot. Get to about here. And then I hold it. Now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, it's real trial and error. But it is fun to see the amount of swerve that you can get. Get to about there. Press it now. You can see the ball does dip and swerve. Now, if you want even more dip and swerve, you can use R3 once you've struck the ball. So we'll have it lined up. We'll power it up. And then bam, the ball moves a lot more with the old R3. Let's pull this to the other side now. So we'll line it up. We'll hit shoot. Once he gets close to the ball, now we hold it, and look at that. Look at the swerve and dip on that strike. Absolutely phenomenal. It hasn't taken me long to do it. I've never really learned how to do a knuckle shot. But, I mean, look at this. The ball is just up and down. It's swerving all over the place, and the goalie, Donnarumma, has had a hard time of it. So, there it is. Now, they're quite hard to do nearer to the goal, to be honest. Now, let's have a look if we can smash it this side. You can see a little bit of bend and swerve. It is a bit of a mixed bag as to where the ball will end up. So if we actually aim a little bit further out than we would, power it up, press it now and hold it. Ooh, that had some rise on it. I would say the hardest part is really knowing when to press square for the second time. So you press it once and then you press it just as his left foot is planting near the ball, and then you hold it. You have to hold it down. Otherwise, see, that's too far. That's not going to work. It's going to balloon over the bar. So it's just about trial and error. Practice as much as you can. It is quite fun once you get the hang of it. You can see there, the ball is still dipping up and down, but I'm trying to get it to nestle into the far corner. We're going to press it about now. And look at that. Absolutely beautiful to watch, isn't it? It really is exquisite. Let's try it with the old R3 this time. See what happens. See where the ball goes. Look at that. Whew, it's madness. Absolutely madness. I mean, you try these from long range. Say we get Ronaldo out here. A long way out. This is where the test will come. If you can come up with some magic. Yeah, it's a technique I'm going to be certainly using in my Master League, because I have, of course, Paul Pogba actually has the knuckle shot trait. I've put Rashford with it as well. So somewhere like here, you're just going to line it up. Look at that. Tell you what, just have a look at this one. Watch the ball's movement here. It actually starts on this side, and then it just veers all over the place to the left. And the goalie, Donnarumma, he wasn't expecting that. So it really is a cool technique. Have a go with it, practice it, and master it. So when you're really close is when you're going to have to kind of practice these, because they're not easy to get right. But you can see if you do get it right, even smashing it in the same direction as the goalie can cause the goalie problems. Oof, that one just fizzed over the bar, didn't it? Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it helps you guys out. I certainly, watched a couple of tutorials myself and have learnt how to do it. And it is an absolute joy. It really is to practice these knuckle shots, whether they hit the target or not. I mean, you don't even know yourself where exactly this ball is going, as you can see. But please do hit the like button if you did. Subscribe for more. If I missed anything, please let me know as well. And if you've scored any beauties, I'd love to see it. But the main thing is getting that power bar spot on and then getting the timing just right, because that was wrong. There's a prime example of not how to do it. The time frame is very, very precise. If you don't get the second part right, which is here, Oof, look at that. The ball will not fizz. It will not whip. You will not get the knuckle shot happening. But if you do get it right, you know, boy oh boy, does it look like an absolute peach. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe for the latest PES content, and we'll be back shortly. Till next time, take care.